My songs definitely come from the people in my life, I'd say. It's easy because I'm surrounded by, well, first of all, really wonderful people. I've been blessed with a great family and friends, and this past few years and even the years before it, everything kind of picked up for me. There was always lots to see and take in or go through, and that's why I knew that if in particular some of the times were harder than others, it was all meant to be fuel for these moments, to kind of process those moments in time and then turn them into songs. I've always been a talker anyway, and so to put music behind it is just where I'm most, comfortable with expressing these things that I feel are worth sharing all the time. And I think growing up in Peguis is where music was really brought to life for me, because in one part my dad went back into his ministry. He was raised around great pastors of the reserve. My great-great-grandfather was one of the first real pastors of a church out there, and suddenly my dad was playing music more. There was always a guitar in the house, and once in a while he would plunk away at it, and then here I was seeing him leading a gospel band again, and preaching and sharing messages with people. And then the big part was I started to get more serious about guitar playing and writing out there in my time, because I stopped playing hockey. That's the one of the bigger things that you do out there, and that just came to an end for me. I gave up video games and just became totally obsessed with music, piano and guitar playing and writing poetry in high school during my breaks from class and everything. For a good 2 years, that's all I really did. I was quite a boring kid. But my dad passed away August 6th, and I really thought that, coming up to that moment every year would be really difficult. And then just so happened my son was born August 2nd, and so right before I had to, endure that moment every year came along, the greatest blessing in my life. I often say how being a dad is the best thing about me now, and it's cool how the universe works itself out sometimes in that regard. It's a totally different feeling, and again, it started to open up this whole new avenue of love songs in a different way. And you got to be really careful, because it's easy to walk down kind of a cheesy path with dad songs, and I'm trying to bring about these tunes that are like an extension, a different kind of love song. But to anybody who doesn't really know my story or doesn't know that it's in particular about my son, it could still fit into their life and be about a daughter. It could be about a wife. It could be about a husband or a loved one, a parent, anything, because love transcends any kind of border of who it's going to or being received from. And so I like that they still fit kind of for everybody. But he'll know when he gets older. I'm like, I'll give him the the heads up and be like, that one's about you, and that one's completely about you, and this one's partially about you. My heroes, like my dad's music, Chris Christopherson is one of my favorite, singer-songwriters and poets of all time. And you don't hear his music on the radio. He was a bit of an outlaw in his time too, and an outlier as well. And Johnny Cash, even though he was a staple of radio and still is for a number of years, his songs still kind of ring true in that sense that they don't decay. It's been 50, 60 years of these guys' songs and they're still there. So maybe I don't want to leave anything behind. I just want to stay ever present with my music. That's more what I'm going for. If I'm blessed enough to make it to my Leonard Cohen years, where you're 70 years old, and maybe I'll still be singing songs from this record, that was born around my son's mom. She was the catalyst, I believe, to all of this. Earthly Days is the story of her and I.
All in no cool kids here, go on and flip your cards over, my dear. Queen of my heart, ace of mine, covered in grace 'cause you worked in a diner, kind to every son and daughter. Girl, I swear this been coming for a long, long time. And any bed is a queen when there's one laying in it. All great things had their beginnings. Feel it in your gaze, you're just looking for some peace of mind. Took us 6 years and 4 days to finally get married. Look at me, getting all carried away from my fear is where we will tarry on. And I swear you could show me the light, bring me back to Jesus Christ, 'cause I want more than just these earthly days. And you can have all my earthly days. Go ahead and take all my earthly days. Lay awake all night in my earthly days. You can have all my earthly days. Da na 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 na. 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 Oh, da na 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 na. You can have all my earthly days. Go ahead and take all my earthly days. Lay awake all night in my earthly days. You can have all my earthly days. Oh, now you can have all my da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na na na.